Hi stock investors, JJ here, welcome back. Well, is Tesla's full self-driving a fraud? That's the allegation in a new lawsuit along with many other allegations of fraud at Tesla. We're going to investigate the full self-driving part of it today. There's a lot to get into, so let's go. Okay, so the allegations of full self-driving fraud are being made in this legal document and this lawsuit, Greenspan versus Musk et al., which is in the California Northern District Court. So in the legal document, it says Tesla full self-driving FSD additional autonomous driving features beyond those offered by Autopilot, which also the document alleges that that's fraud before this, sold for between $5,000 and $15,000 at various times and advertised to customers using false and misleading statements, often via videos created by social media influencers. More on that later. As I said, more fraud is being alleged in the document. The Tesla Autopilot fraud first, which led to the Tesla full self-driving fraud. There's the Tesla vehicle quality fraud, the Tesla solar fraud, the Tesla stock inflation fraud, and they also allege accounting fraud in there, which is pretty detailed as well. You might know that Tesla's having the Robotaxi event, which involves full self-driving on the 10th of the 10th. This headline says Tesla will need some Hollywood magic for its Robotaxi reveal. The company is reportedly mapping Warner Brothers movie studio lot for its October 10th Robotaxi reveal. Now, this article says the news that Tesla will likely reveal its long-awaited, much-debated autonomous Robotaxi at the Warner Brothers movie studio in Los Angeles underscores how much ground the company needs to cover in order to catch up to its rivals in the self-driving space. It also inadvertently provides a ready-made metaphor for the types of Hollywood trickery Elon Musk and co. will no doubt need to employ in order to convince their supporters that Tesla's driverless technology is really ready this time. This is in The Verge. The event was originally supposed to take place on August the 8th, but was pushed back after Musk ordered more work on the prototype. So there's a lot of anticipation for this event. There's quite a lot at stake as well. The 110-acre lot contains over 24 sound stages, including fake suburban towns that could be an ideal location to test a not quite ready for prime time autonomous vehicle. These include row houses, brownstones, and a virtual small downtown, all ready made for a robotaxi demonstration. Has to be said that they can't really demonstrate this on roads because they don't have the authority, they don't have the permission to actually do it on public roads. So they do need to do it in a place like this, and they can showcase it in a Hollywood way. Will that be a smoke and mirrors event? We'll have to see what happens. It's going to be very entertaining whatever happens. As I said, there's going to be so much focus on this. It's really been about 10 years of FSD full self-driving that Elon Musk has been talking about this next year. Could this be it? They need to do a good demonstration. Just before we get back to what's in the lawsuit, this is from Electric. Hacker reveals Tesla is gathering extra data around its Robotaxi launch site. It is raising questions about what the automaker is going to demonstrate at this event. Tesla software hacker known online as Green the Only noted on X that the company had started gathering mapping data in and around the movie studio a few days prior to the report. Any Tesla fan would be quick to point out that all the other autonomous vehicle operators also gathered geographic data before launching their robotaxis. Waymo, Cruise, and all the others focus on making their autonomous driving systems work in geofenced areas of cities. But as Electric rightly points out, Tesla has always claimed that its system would be different by using data gathered from its fleet of regular vehicle owners who send camera images back to the company for annotation and labeling. So this has been what Tesla said, that it won't be needing this kind of data because it can operate anywhere. FSD, full self-driving, should be able to operate anywhere on the roads. Elon Musk once claimed that it could go from LA to New York, drive itself without being in these geofenced areas, but I guess that they really want to make this event work, but it does lend criticism straight away because they're doing this. It's going to be heavily geofenced by the sound of it. Tesla first unveiled its plans for a self-driving system with a video demonstration back in 2016. More on that in a moment. That is in the lawsuit. The video has since become really controversial because it was produced by using a predetermined route that was 3D mapped ahead of time. Tesla also ran that route several times to optimize the performance. Now we get into the lawsuit itself. We can see that the plaintiff is Aaron Greenspan here against Elon Musk and Tesla named first X Corp and others, including social media influencers, Morgan Stanley and others. There are many frauds alleged here. You can go through the list. We're just going to get into the full self-driving fraud today, but this is a pretty detailed document. It's 160 pages. We're just going to focus on the full self-driving fraud. On its own, Autopilot was not successful in sufficiently boosting sales of Tesla vehicles, the software's initial goal, as customers were still generally wary of electric vehicles. The defendant Tesla continued to lose billions of dollars. This was a few years ago. Defendant Musk decided to expand Tesla's automated driving features from highways to city streets. So way back in 2016, defendant Tesla launched enhanced autopilot and full self-driving at defendant Musk's behest, which it sometimes qualified with the terms capability or beta. Tesla published an infamous video entitled Full Self-Driving Hardware on All Teslas, and it's got a link there which I went to and had another look at that. It says at the beginning of that video, the person in the driver's seat is only there for legal reasons. He is not doing anything. The car is driving itself. An important statement in this case, because was that true? These are some screenshots from the video. It started off at the Tesla headquarters there. It went out onto the roads. Then it came back to Tesla, and we can see it demonstrated somebody walking in front of the car, and it pulls into the parking lot. Now, it is alleged here that the video was intentionally deceptive and had implications that reverberated for years. On December 6, 2021, the New York Times published an article based on interviews with 19 people who worked on the project over the last decade, which made clear that the route taken by the car had been charted ahead of time by software that created a three-dimensional digital map, a feature unavailable to drivers using the commercial version of Autopilot, according to two former members of the Autopilot team. At one point during the filming of the video, the car hit a roadside barrier on Tesla's property while using Autopilot and had to be repaired. 3 people who worked on the video said. So this was controversial that they basically faked the video, it's alleged here. And this is the New York Times article headline: Inside Tesla as Elon Musk pushed an unflinching vision for self-driving cars. The automaker may have undermined safety in designing its autopilot driver assistance systems to fit its chief executive's vision, former employees say. Now, on November 26, 2018, defendant Musk made a videotaped admission to Axios that defendant Tesla faced a severe threat of death and was bleeding money like crazy, such that in a very short period of time we would die. And that's the video there. I did verify that video, and he did say that. Elon Musk says Tesla came within single-digit weeks of death. Now, to attempt to remedy the urgent problem of Tesla's cash crunch starting in late 2018, so quite a few years back, defendant Tesla began to cultivate a network of social media influencers from its customer base in an effort to convince the public that its FSD features were safe and effective. This is an example of one of those social media influencers. Today, they're still at it. They're still working. Now, this guy, Omar, is behind Holmar's catalog. Other parts of the lawsuit name him quite a lot, but this is his profile. And even today, he's talking about Tesla Actually Smart Summons ass, which has just come out, and he's been doing demonstration videos. He talks about Tesla on there all day. He has full self-driving FSD videos. He does videos of that and it's alleged that they are edited to not show mistakes. This picture's in the lawsuit with Elon Musk at a podcast a few years ago. That's Omar there. This is Kimball Musk here and a few social media influencers Tesla works with pretty closely and has a financial relationship with as well, directly or indirectly. It does detail that in other parts of the suit. Now here it's alleged on April 22nd, 2019 at Autonomy Investor Day, false promises by defendant Musk regarding the purported Tesla Robotaxi network, including Musk's statements that there will be autonomous robotaxis from Tesla next year. Next year for sure. We'll have over 1 million robotaxis on the road, he said, and that Tesla owners would earn about $30,000 total gross profit per car per year for 11 years based on vehicle longevity, formed the basis of defendant Tesla's $2 billion share issuance days later, which was later increased to $2.7 billion. And here we have Tesla Autonomy Investor Day, what we learned and what we can look forward to. That's a headline after the day. There's still a video online from that Investor Day. There were no forward-looking statement disclosures or meaningful cautionary statements at Autonomy Investor Day, the lawsuit says. Only a passing reference to the idea of disclosures in a joke that defendant Musk used to falsely suggest that his predictions always come true. Defendant Musk knew that his promises about robotaxis were false when he made them. In order to launch a network of autonomous robotaxis, among other steps, defendant Tesla would have needed to 1. Secure regulatory approval from state and local regulators, 2. Set up insurance business relationships, 3. Developed a mobile application capable of coordinating complex logistics, 4. Tested the mobile application in a variety of settings nationwide, and 5. Taken steps to protect any relevant intellectual property, such as by filing for patent and or trademark protection where appropriate. By April 2019, defendant Tesla had done none of these, nor had it taken first steps to attempt to accomplish any of them, the lawsuit alleges. In a June 3, 2020 email to plaintiff, that's Aaron Greenspan, the California Department of Motor Vehicles confirmed that defendant Tesla had never actually raised the matter of robotaxis with its autonomous driving regulators. I found a headline here: Tesla's autopilot false advertising tussle with California DMV must go to trial. So this is more recently been some back and forth between the Tesla and the DMV, and this is from June 2024. So that's ongoing. That's not this case. It's another case with the DMV that it has to go to trial. So that's going to be fascinating to see what happens with that case as well. Defendant Morgan Stanley was one of the underwriters of defendant Tesla's May 2019 robotaxi capital raise, according to Tesla's SEC form, May 2nd, 2019. And there's a headline here from the 2nd of May 2019. Tesla gets a boost after $2.7 billion debt and stock offering that Elon Musk is buying into. And there's an update here that Tesla increased the size of the stock and bond offering to $2.7 billion, and CEO Elon Musk has raised the amount of stock he'd be buying, sparking an additional rise in the controversial electric car company's share price. And that's been alleged in the lawsuit in different places, that there's stock manipulation and trying to boost the stock price by various means. Now, the Tesla first quarter 2019 update filed as part of the SEC Form 8K promised a custom-made robotaxi capable of running about 1 million miles using a single battery pack with all of the sensors and computing power for full autonomy. Should cost less than $38,000 to produce. We believe low vehicle cost, low maintenance cost, and an expected powertrain efficiency of 4.5 miles per kilowatt hour should make this the lowest cost of ownership and to be the most profitable autonomous taxi on the market. And this from TechCrunch, an image of a Cybertruck-inspired Tesla Robotaxi concept was revealed in the new Elon Musk biography by Walter Isaacson when that was launched. Photos of the Robotaxi images in the biography began popping up on X, the social media site formerly known as Twitter, on Monday before the book launch. X, owned by Elon Musk, and that is the picture that they're talking about there of the Cybertaxi or Cybercab that maybe is going to be revealed on the 10th of the 10th event. Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Now, the lawsuit says FSD also provided defendant Tesla with a mechanism to generate revenue, which was increasingly important for the cash-strapped company, on the dubious theory that its value would triple as the software improved. Defendant Musk raised the price of FSD from $5,000 at Autonomy Investor Day in April 19 to $15,000 in September 2022. And we can see there on that table the various prices and the various dates from $5,000 to $15,000. Today on the website, when I checked it, $8,000 full self-driving and supervised in brackets, but still full self-driving down there, $8,000. Now, a key problem for defendant Musk was that no matter the price, not enough customers were interested in purchasing the flawed and dangerous FSD software, it's alleged, leading to frequent remarks on earnings calls about how the public simply did not understand the import of defendant Tesla's supposedly ingenious product. And this image here, a video that shows full self-driving, different clips of different scenarios there that you can see when you go to buy a car from Tesla right now. Now, revenue recognition thus became a driving force behind purported FSD development and featured releases. Defendant Musk repeatedly declared broken and dangerous software to be a technological breakthrough so that the company's lawyers, accountants, and auditors would allow the recognition of additional revenue that had been stored in general ledger account without yet appearing on the company's statement of operations as revenue, it is alleged. 5 years after defendant Musk and Tesla raised nearly $3 billion on the basis of the false promise that 1 million robotaxis would be on the road by 2020, they next promised that the robotaxi network would be unveiled in an event on the 8th of August 2024. So that brings us up nearly to the present day. That event was cancelled and postponed, emphasizing the dishonesty of the 2019 claims. Of course, Elon Musk says that he's just optimistic, that it's not dishonest, that he didn't know, he's just optimistic about timelines. And there we have that headline, Elon Musk promises fleet of 1 million Tesla robotaxis in 2020. Kathy Wood from ARK Invest was all in on this too. She was talking about that, and it never happened, obviously. And people were disappointed. This headline here, Elon Musk promised 1 million Tesla robotaxis by the end of 2020. Where are they? Now here's a headline about that robotaxi event on the 10th of the 10th with much anticipation. It is going to be fascinating and entertaining to see what happens. Warner Brothers city-like movie studio to host Tesla Robotaxi event at a Hollywood studio. Now there's a lot more in this lawsuit, even about the full self-driving alleged fraud. It's too much to go through in one video. I might do some more next if there's some interest in it. The next one, by 2020, defendant Tesla was so desperate for cash that it simply began stealing customer funds. Defendant Tesla modified its mobile application to exploit dark patterns or user interface designs that make it more likely for customers to make mistakes, such as the inadvertent approval of large expenditures on FSD software packages they did not actually want. So that's what's being alleged here next. It's a massive purchase to be doing by accident there through a mobile app, it has to be said. Now, what are your thoughts on this lawsuit and the full self-driving fraud allegations? These have to be proven in court. They are just allegations. I have to reiterate that. There's a lot in here apart from the full self-driving as well. But let me know in the comments, what do you think of it? What are your thoughts on it? I know people have strong thoughts. The last video I made on this, there were a lot of comments about this. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people thought that they could be true. What are your thoughts? It's going to be fascinating to see what happens in court about this particular particular court case. Now, if you haven't seen the previous video about this, do go and see that. Enron level fraud, that's the question there. It goes through the introduction to the lawsuit, step by step, laying out what the fraud that's alleged here, the massive interconnected fraud, and that it's bigger than Enron. Tesla, the market cap actually got to 20 times the market cap of Enron. That's why that's being said. Do you own Tesla stock or any of the other Mag 7 stocks or any other stocks? I do have a special offer here for your portfolio. It's ShareSite, a portfolio tracking and reporting tool, which I do use myself. I wouldn't recommend anything that I don't use myself. 400,000 investors worldwide, including me, use it and trust it. You can bring in all your trades, and if you have different brokers, it can automatically bring in trades. You can bring in historical trades as well to see the true performance of your portfolio. You can sign up for free. It's got some pretty good features there for free, but the special offer is for the premium package. Go to this landing page. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check that out. Also, do you know yet about the Art of Value Patreon? Over there I do weekly investing updates, things that I don't post anywhere else. Also stock analysis modules over there. I've got 8 so far, going right back to the beginning of stock analysis if you want to know more about that. I'll be putting those up periodically. Now on screen I'm going to put a link to that previous video about the alleged Tesla fraud. Go and see that now if you want to, and also subscribe if you're new here to the channel to get more of this kind of content in the future, and do give us a like if you have got value out of this video. Thanks to everybody for watching and listening, and I'll see you in the next one.